In this lesson, we're going to learn about the effective use of hairstyles and accessories in EFIT. The lesson is divided into 6 sections. We'll begin by briefly explaining about the types of accessories and hairstyles available and how EFIT6 treats them as layers. We'll then show how to enter hairstyle descriptions, to navigate and view efficiently those available, how to flag or place in memory hairstyles of interest, and how to load them. We'll then move on to how to position and reshape a hairstyle to fit the face, how to colour it using both natural and dyed colours, how to modify a hairstyle by exporting it to a paint program such as PaintShop or Photoshop. And finally, we'll discuss how EFIT6 handles the other accessories available. In this section of the lesson, we're going to explain how EFIT6 treats hairstyles and accessories as layers within the overall EFIT image. A complete sketch will generally require selection of an appropriate hairstyle together with various accessories. Accessories are the general term we use for items apart from the face itself that are needed to complete the appearance. In the example shown, you can see some accessories which enter as layers in the overall EFIT image. Logos, glasses, jewellery, beards, the ears themselves, and clothing. The way EFIT6 handles accessories and the options available for them are very similar to the way in which EFIT6 handles hairstyles. For this reason, we're going to explain hairstyles in some detail, with the understanding that the other accessories can be handled in a very similar way. In this section of the lesson, we're going to explain how to enter descriptions for hairstyles, how to view and inspect them, how to flag or place them in memory, and finally how to load them onto the face. Click on the hair icon to bring up the hair tool. We see the EFIT image, a film strip underneath it which contains examples of hairstyles, and on the right the hairstyle tool palette. Using the witness's description, first select the appropriate fields from the Describe tab in the tool palette. For example, if the hair was described as male, short, spiky and straight, we enter the description directly from the drop-down menus. EFIT6 then orders all the hairstyles in its database so as to first present those which best match the entered description. These appear as thumbnail images in the film strip underneath the face image. A hairstyle can be loaded by clicking on the up arrow. Clicking again will remove it. Typically, it's best in practice to review the sorted hairstyles and identify several examples that approximately match. You can resize the film strip by placing your cursor over the top of it. You can view them in blocks or groups by clicking within the scroll bar. Click right of the cursor to go forward, and left of the cursor to go backwards. To place in memory or flag a hairstyle of interest, we click on the flag symbol within the thumbnail window. We can simultaneously view all the flagged hairstyles by checking the radio button Flagged. These can then be loaded and compared by the witness. In this section of the lesson, we're going to explain how to position, scale and reshape the hairstyle in relation to the face. Within the tool palette, we click on the Position tab to bring up the Position and Reshape tools. We can move left and right, up and down. We can stretch vertically, squash vertically, stretch horizontally, squash horizontally, increase the overall size, decrease the overall size, and so on. What the tools do is mostly self-explanatory, and we encourage you simply to explore them at your leisure. However, we're going to point in particular to the use of the pinch stretch tools, which are particularly good for reshaping the hairstyle. As an example, let's load this particular hairstyle. And suppose we wish to squash the hairstyle so that it appears not so full at the sides. By squeezing the hairstyle at the top, but leaving it fixed around the ears, we can easily achieve this with the pinch stretch tools. Note that we can actually load two hairstyles at the same time. Let's show this through a brief example. We first add a particular hairstyle, and then by holding down the Shift key and clicking on the second, this will be added. On occasion this is very useful, and in this particular example we get the required appearance of a receding hairstyle by combining two different ones. In this section of the lesson, we're going to explain how to colour and tint the hairstyles within EFIT6. Within the tool palette, we click on the Colour tab. The natural hair tones are provided by clicking directly on the colour swabs. Be aware that the lightness slider is often important in adjusting the base hair tone to a realistic and acceptable appearance. Dyed and unnatural hair colours are also possible. We click on the Custom tab to load the colouring tools. Suppose, for example, we want the hairstyle to be dyed purple. We select the basic purple hue from the slider bar and then use the saturation swab to control how vivid the colouring appears. If for convenience we want to save one of these colour tones for future use, we just click on the swatch below. In this section of the lesson, we're going to explain how to modify an EFIT hairstyle by exporting it to an external paint program such as PaintShop or Photoshop. The hairstyle is usually a very important part of the sketch, and accordingly EFIT has a wide range of nearly 2,000 hairstyles to choose from. However, in practice it's very convenient and useful to be able to alter and adjust an EFIT hairstyle to get the precise look that the witness wants. We can do this through the export function. We'll illustrate how this works through an example. Suppose the witness identifies the loaded hairstyle you see as broadly similar, but explains there was less hair above the ears, that it did not have strands flopping over the forehead, and it was also slightly receding. We click on Export. The export window shows all the layers that currently form part of the EFIT image. Check the hair radio button. Check also that the other layers are included to form the foreground and background. Then hit the button Export. After a few seconds, the paint program will open. Note that the paint shop image consists of 3 layers. The hairstyle, which is the selected layer in blue, and the foreground and background layers, which are included simply so that you can see how your adjusted hairstyle will look in the context of the whole image. With the hair as a selected layer, we use the paint shop tools to alter the hairstyle. When the amendments are complete, we simply close the paint shop program without changing the file name. The paint program will close and EFIT will import the amended hairstyle. Note that the imported hairstyle is internally tagged by EFIT as a custom hairstyle and will be included in EFIT's database thereafter. You can use the position and colour tool on it in the same way as you can with any other hairstyle. If for any reason you wish to remove a custom hairstyle from EFIT's database, you can just click on the large cross within the image thumbnail. In this final section of the lesson, we're going to briefly explain how other accessories such as beards, clothing, jewellery and so on are handled within EFIT. To illustrate how EFIT6 handles accessories, we'll again make use of a specific example. Here EFIT6 is operating within the beard tool. Note firstly how the same describe, colour and position tabs are available. We select the type of beard we want from the description tool. We can examine the examples in the film strip and load directly the one we want. This can be coloured in the normal way using the colour swatch. Finally, the position of the beard can be adjusted using the tools under position. We export accessories such as beards in exactly the same way as we did for hairstyles. Click on Export. Check the radio button for beards. Make sure the other layers forming the background and foreground are chosen. And then hit Export. Within the paint program, make sure that the beard is the active layer. Then make the changes you want using Paint Shop. When you've finished, close the paint program without changing the name of the file. The modified beard now appears in EFIT loaded on the image. Just as with hairstyles, the modified beard now appears within EFIT's database. It can be deleted or left to be used in the future if desired.